Maybe you're looking to spruce up your living room or maybe revamp your bedroom. If your space is ready for some finishing touches, one of the best ways to pull it all together is through the window. Yes, through the window. Treatments and upholstery, that's what we're talking.
Yeah, Michael Seward with Signature Interiors is stopped by to give us some great tips on how to pull fabrics together for upholstery and window treatments.
So let's talk about here some do's and don'ts.
A big do that I talk with clients about are your larger upholstery pieces. Keep them neutral if you can, because you're going to keep them longer. You're going to invest money in a nice upholstery piece.
Yes.
You want it to last forever. A lot of people think that basic beige or gray can be boring, but I'm here to show you some of these are really great fabrics. Feel this fabric.
Yeah,
how nice, right?
I like the texture.
We lounge on our sofas. We want it to feel good. I mean, look at these great textures and patterns. This cut velvet's great. Cut velvets are really popular right now. And even this one. These are all performance fabrics as well, which means they are inherently stain and fade resistant, which is very important as well.
Yeah.
So keeping it neutral doesn't keep it boring. Then we pop in some great pillows that you can change out seasonally. We can add some great window treatments. I brought a few examples. I call these collages of fabrics. I find that a lot of people will put fluid patterns together or patterns togeted. Right. It's nice to maybe find a theme fabric. Sometimes we find that in a rug or a piece of art. I'm working with fabrics today, so let's say someone likes this piece of fabric. The Asian theme is very popular. Right. This brings in a lot of opportunities for some great colors: the blue, the turquoise, the red, the gold. I brought a few to show you.
Really could match with just about anything.
Absolutely. But so with this, we don't want to do just a lot of solids. We don't want to just pull, but let's say we want to pull a stripe out, and a stripe coordinates very nicely with this more fluid pattern. But see how nice this looks together.
Yeah.
And then if we want to pull in some solids, we can do something like this. We could pull, this is for something else, but we could pull this in. A fabric like this is nice because, guys, look, we can use it on this side, or we can reverse it and use that side.
Yeah.
And so it's made to be used that way.
And I'm the type of guy that picks the fabric color by the hair color on my dogs.
Smart. That's very smart. Absolutely. But that looks nice together.
Yeah, let's say we're playing with pillows, so with pop-up colors, and for the window treatments, how do we not compete against each other, should I say?
Okay, so you want your strong pattern to either be on your window treatments or your pillows. Depending on the setup of the room, sometimes you can do the same fabrics. Some of these fabrics are meant more just for upholstery or pillows versus drapery. This, for example, is not going to drape well at a window. You feel how hard it is, rigid it is, I guess. And then something like this, as you can see, can pleat nicely and fall nicely. So sometimes you have to keep that in mind. I'll have clients that come in and say, hey, I want to upholster my sofa in this. And you could, but it's not going to wear as well as something that's a tighter weave.
Yeah, the life will not last long on that.
Absolutely. So, and again, it depends on your rug and your art, where you want to really make your pop of color. And if that's a little more neutral, maybe you want a bolder window treatment and pull the pattern in there versus the pillows.
Can you go bold with window treatments for your bedroom too, or would you recommend going?
You can, absolutely. I love to create some drama in the bedroom in that way. But okay, and let's say that you don't want a strong window treatment. We can go with something neutral at the window, say like this. And then we can pull in a drapery tape. Look at this. We would put this on the leading edge of the drapery. That would be on this. So we could stay neutral with the window treatment.
Yeah, that is nice.
But then we're still pulling it all together. It's really well done. You know, sometimes people will go out and buy some inexpensive window treatments in the neutral, and then we can add a trim on it, and it keeps the cost down, you know, if you're working with a tight budget.
And the last time you were here, you were saying that I think neutral is, as far as like wall color, is kind of more in now.
Very much so. The gray tones,
So you're really able to splash the color with
absolutely,
with these,
you have long term with those neutral, the stronger elements in the room, the upholstery and the walls and the floors, and then you can change these things out. Again, I have a lot of clients and friends who will do seasonal things for the spring, and then when we get to the fall and the winter, they'll change things out. So maybe this is more of a summer palette.
I like that.
Just a lot of collages, and maybe just think outside the box a little bit. With this, again, I don't want to pull out just some solids. I mean, we can. That green works nicely, but then animal prints are still in. This pulls in some of these chocolate and darker tones from that fabric. And then this was difficult for me, so I had to go through my stash of fabrics today and pull something like this out.
That one was standing out for me.
Yeah, look how nice this is.
Now I have to be honest. I have a really hard time mixing matching prints.
Yes.
So is there any rule of thumb that we should follow?
Well, again, find a theme fabric and decide where you want to use it. Let's go with this one, for example. I mean, look at this. Talk about bold.
That's pretty, yes.
Right. So if you like this fabric, let's start with that, and let's just decide with the room. And every room's different. Is this going to be a window treatment? Is it going to be pillows? How are we going to use this? And then we're going to build upon it. We want, of course, with all of those colors, we find some of these great other patterns. And again, this feels so good.
Yes, yeah, it does.
And if you're one to sleep, people lounge on their sofas, they use it on, something like that will last a
Yeah.
long time because it's like an upholstered pillow. So if you do a pillow in this, it's going to last a long, long time, even if you use it daily if your dog sleeps on it.
I love the fact that almost everything on this counter right now will match this kitchen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks great. But some textures and some solids, all of that.
Yeah.
Just how much do you want this to be present in the room? If it's draped, as you fold a fabric, you lose some of the pattern within the drape.
True.
If you're going to do a cornice or something flat, you're going to see more of it. Pillow, you're going to see more of this.
Right.
So sometimes if this is a little much, consider it draped, and maybe that is just enough.
It's a lot to take into account when you're doing something like
yes.
that.
Absolutely. That's what they call the experts for.
Exactly.
That's why we have our expert here.
That's
Well, and
why
I'm
he's here.
showing, I pulled these for you today. I have hundreds of books like this. Imagine you guys looking through this and say, oh, what do you like? Yeah,
That's it.
it is a crapshoot. Absolutely. So
It can be overwhelming.
Absolutely,
Yes, yeah.
always.
Well, Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take these home and double check my dog's hair color now. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I wasn't kidding.
Okay, with what?
I wasn't kidding about the dog hair.
Oh, I thought you were mentioning the matching everything in
If you
the
have a
kitchen.
dark dog,
and-
you're going to have a dark carpet.
Yes.
You have a light dog, and we had actually a dog with white hair, and we have a very burgundy rug in our living room.
Oh.
That thing is constantly being vacuumed. But good points that Mike has got in place.